Well, this morning around 30, we received a call for smoke in the area of Allen's Avenue around the 400 block. One of our companies happened to be on Allen's Avenue, one of our engine companies. They saw a large amount of smoke. They went over to a scrapyard and they discovered a partially scrapped submarine that was being cut up into pieces, and apparently there's rubber around the hull. So the rubber is what actually caught fire, and that's what caused that large amount of smoke.
Which way was the fight?
Sorry?
I assume it was difficult to fight.
What was difficult was they had to get water from Allen's Avenue all the way down to the water line. As far as the fire went, it wasn't really all that bad to fight the fire. They had it out fairly quickly. There was an intensive amount of manpower that took to get a feeder line down to the engine company that was in the scrapyard, and they were able to extinguish the fire, I would say within a half an hour.
You know, it's not up to you to determine the cause, but I mean, it seemed like they were using cutting tools or something?
Yeah, I can pretty much say that's what it was.
What can you tell us? What's your estimation of how this began?
They have been cutting it up. Now, when we say submarine, it's if you got a picture of a submarine, that's not what it is. It's probably the back third of it that's still left intact, and the top is actually cut off of it. So it's just they're trying to cut it up, from what they explained to me, into about 25-foot pieces, and they can drag more onto land and cut that up and drag more onto land. So.
Any injuries to your personnel?
We had one minor injury to a firefighter, cut his finger. The rescue was able to clean it up. He remained on duty.
So,
how hazardous in general would you describe this portion of Allen's Avenue from an environmental standpoint and from the risk of future fires as pieces of scrap metal are cut up and this work is ongoing down there?
Well, all I can talk about is what we actually did today. I'm not sure on any of the history of anything that's going on down there. We did notify DEM. This particular fire today, the submarine, it had a containment buoy around it where the water is, which would keep everything from going into the bay. So I'm not sure of the inner workings between DEM and this company, so I can't really speak to that.
When you're going into a fire into the port of Providence, do you have to take extra special precautions because of the kind of chemicals you might be coming in contact with?
Yeah, well, there's different hazards down there, obviously,
yeah.
like you said. This happened to be a scrap yard, so we couldn't really get that far into the scrap yard because of scrap, obviously.
Right.
Scrap everywhere. This would be, if there was any oil left in it, I think that would have been taken care of years ago. This has been an ongoing thing for years. So we weren't too concerned with this particular incident on any hazardous material.
And you said that you heard the report because you saw the smoke in the air, or the fire engine saw the smoke in the air, but was any reports coming in?
Yes, it actually happened simultaneously.
Okay,
that what we call a still box, the call went out for the companies to go there, and they happened to look over and they saw the smoke there.
Okay.
So they were there fairly quickly.
Cool.
Okay. Is there any ongoing operation now, or?
We did notify DEM. I'm not sure. As far as we're concerned, we're all set.
Okay.
We did notify DEM. I'm not sure if they're there or not.
Do you know the time of the call?
It was about 9:34 this morning.
And you said it was about an hour, you think? Or?
About an hour to put it out, and about an hour and a half to pick everything back up and get back in service.
Very good. Anything to add?
No, just that the firefighters once again did a great job. They had to hustle to get all the stuff down there. They had to work pretty hard to do that. So I commend them as usual.